Once you make a conscious decision to think differently and think different thoughts, to change what you are identifying with within, to no longer limit yourself within. Once you make the decision to change your mental focal point, change your mental environment, and you start becoming intentional with what you are inputting within. Instead of thinking from lack, instead of thinking about all the things that are going wrong, instead of thinking about the things that you don't want, once you get crystal clear and you actually figure out what it is you want and you start thinking from fulfillment, you start thinking about possibility and opportunity and abundance that is all around us. Inevitably and naturally, over a certain period of time, you will start to do things differently. Your actions, your behaviors, you will start to operate differently in your day-to-day life. As a byproduct of the thoughts that you've been thinking, as a byproduct of your mental focal point and your mental environment, your actions will start to change. You'll notice, you'll catch yourself in the act that you're acting differently. You're acting better. You're more intentional. You're more selective. You are operating from a different level of energy. You're more intentional about the kind of content you're consuming. You're more intentional about the food that you consume. You're more intentional about the people you surround yourself with. You feel more confident. You feel more grateful. You feel more giving. All of these actions, all of these behaviors that make you more intentional about your being and where you're operating from come from within, come from step one, which is where you are mentally. Like I said, your mental focal point, your mental environment, your thoughts, who you are being and what you are identifying with within. Your actions are a direct byproduct from that, from what's going on internally. And over a long enough time horizon, inevitably, naturally, because you're acting differently, your results will be different as well. You're a different person. You are thinking differently, you're behaving differently, and the results that you're getting are different. A plus B equals C. Once you make the decision to change and you start thinking differently, naturally you will start acting differently, your behaviors will be different, you're more intentional. And because you're more intentional and you're acting differently and behaving differently, your results will change. Opportunities will start to flow from that state. You are going to notice opportunity where once before you never noticed opportunity. Things will appear in your life because you're intentional and because you're taking action that will help you get to where it is you want to go. If you have a goal, if you have a vision, things will start to come to you and you'll be more aware of them because you're taking action. And things compound. Once you are consistent, you'll notice that it's easier to stay consistent because it's who you are, it's what you are being, it becomes habitual. But it all starts with step one, which is who you are being internally, your mental environment, your mental focal point, your thoughts, what you are identifying with within. So ask yourself, where are you mentally? Who are you mentally? And if you listen to my content, you know where I'm going with this. The best way to figure out where you are mentally and who you are mentally is by auditing yourself. And how do you do that? You do that through being in a state of presence, having some sort of presence practice in your life. Because the second that you become more present, you can check in with yourself and really figure out where you are mentally. Because the second that you change what's going on within, the second that you become more intentional about what's going on within, you change your thoughts. Your behaviors will change, your actions will change. You'll become more intentional about what you are doing physically. I'm not going to hang around those people. They drain me. They don't give me energy. I'm going to start eating better. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to go for walks because I know that I gain clarity when I go for walks. I know that I need to do this. I need to do that. You start being more diligent. You start being more selective. You start being more conscious about what it is you should and shouldn't do. And the second that you become more intentional about who you are being physically and what you are doing physically, your results will change. And you will look back and you'll look at yourself in the mirror and you'll see, I'm the person that I want to be. A plus B equals C. It's the same thing. A plus B equals C. You are that person. You're acting like that person and you're thinking like that person. So of course you're that person. Once you break it down into these small little pieces, instead of thinking, wow, this person that I want to be or this goal that I have in mind is so far away, it's so separate from me. Once you start breaking it down, you realize it's right in front of you. It starts with within. It starts with who you are being within and what you are identifying with within. Naturally, because you are thinking differently, you are going to act differently. And because you act differently, you act better. You act more improved. You act more intentionally. Your results will change. Who you are being will be obvious to yourself and everyone around you. You are who you say you are. You are what you want to be. And you can audit yourself and check in with yourself when you're present. So presence, thought, action, result. It's literally that simple. I just want to quickly say at the end of this episode, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of our community that we're growing. I have a lot of plans heading into 2024, so thank you for being here. You are here early if you are here now. In addition to that, I just want to say that if you are listening to this on YouTube, on the Presence of Being YouTube channel, you can also listen to this on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen to your podcasts. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or anywhere else, you can also listen to it on YouTube at Presence of Being Everywhere. So thank you again for listening. Thank you for being a part of our community. And I will see you in the next episode.